back when I was a fighter and I'd be training for a fight, no matter how I felt in the morning, no matter how unmotivated, sore, tired, you name it, no matter what was in my way, I always found a way to get out there, get on my morning run, to eat the foods I needed to eat, to avoid the foods I needed to avoid, and train as hard as I could every single time. And then pretty much every other time in my life, there were times where I wouldn't do that, where I would skip my workout, where I'd binge eat, or I would just kind of half-ass my workout. And I was thinking about this during my workout this morning, wondering what was the difference? Because I want to be in fight mode all the time, because I'm trying to be my best self I can. And I know that from past experience, the gateway to that is through the physical training. And so what I realized was the main difference is, number one, I was accountable to something bigger than myself. When I was training for fights, I had a certain weight I had to make. And I also had this recurring thought. Every time I thought about slowing down, every time I thought about going, you know what, I am going to go out with my friends this Friday night, every time I thought about slowing down at all, I would think about getting my ass beat by my opponent and how badly I didn't want that to happen. And that always, without fail, put me right back on track, right back to my process. I was accountable to something bigger than myself. And the second reason is that I was able to stay as consistent as I was because I was committed to the process. Yes, there was an end result. It was the fight. It was to make weight, and it was to beat my opponent. But when you're only committed to a result, it is far too easy to settle. You get, maybe your goal is a 6-pack, right? You pick on that one because it's common. And so in the beginning, you're like, I'm getting all 6 abs or 8 abs, whatever. But then the honeymoon phase wears off and you're in the shit now. You're not as excited about it anymore. And you look in the mirror one day and you see 2 abs. It's really easy in that moment to go, yeah, that's pretty good. That's good enough. And then start to slow down. And that's fine. Some people, you don't have to have a 6-pack to be healthy. But chances are that person really wants that 6-pack for a reason. And they may tell themselves that they're lean enough, but in their minds, they know they want more. And friends, that is a terrible place to be. To want something that you're not willing to work for or change for, and to settle. Name another time in life where it's a good thing to settle, where that's a fruitful thing to do. When you are committed to the process, the results are now byproducts. Meaning you get the 6-pack and you're like, cool, all right, well now I want to do functional things with my core. I want to do toes to bar, or I want to, improve my athletic performance. It never ends when you're committed to the process. And when you're committed to the process, there is no slowdown. There is no settling because you're committed to just the doing every day. I did 100 burpees as a buy-in for my workout today. I haven't done burpees in years, since my CrossFit days. Because once I didn't have to do them in CrossFit anymore, I was like, screw these. And I didn't do them for the fat loss reasons. I didn't do them just for the conditioning, because there are many other ways to lose body fat and to get my heart rate up. I did them because I know they suck. And I know that when I do things that suck in my workout and I don't want to do, I know without fail that's going to bleed over into other areas of my life. And I'm going to be more likely to do things in my life that suck that I don't want to do, like being more patient with my family, with my wife and kids. There are a lot of times I'm in my ego and I would rather lash out in anger and frustration than in humility swallow my pride and be patient. And I still have to, no matter what kind of shape I get in, I still have to pray for help with that, because I believe that God changes our hearts. And I also still have to choose that in that moment. But I know that I have one brain. I don't have an exercise brain and a life brain. I have one brain. And if I can train myself to do hard things and things I don't want to do in my workout, my hope and prayer is that bleeds over into other areas of my life. And back to the original point, if I'm committed to the result and not the process, then I could say, I'm patient enough, I'm kind enough, but I know that's not true deep down. I know I could be better for them. So pick a process that you can do day in and day out and commit to a process, commit, be accountable to something that transcends yourself, and watch your health and fitness get to places that you never could have dreamed. That's from personal experience. Share this with the helps, and we'll see you next time.